Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome back to Metroid Prime for the final time. Yes, we are literally right at the end of the game. There's not a huge amount left to do now. All we've got to do is gather up the items we accidentally missed, because my memory is terrible. And I know where they are. I looked up a guide just to refresh my memory, and I was like, okay, so I know I got that one, I know I got that one. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, and I missed that one too. God damn it, I'm such an idiot. Two of them are actually very easy to get, and we'll get them pretty quickly, actually. One of them is, unfortunately, a bit of a distance away. It's all the way in Phendrana Drifts. There is one that's hidden behind, like, a pillar, and it's sealed in ice. And so we've got to go all the way back to there to get it. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. It does mean we got to go all the way into Magmore and then to Phendrana, because literally the only area that you can get to Phendrana is Magmore. I don't know why they decided to do that. I guess they just did. Maybe they thought it would be thematically appropriate or something. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so once we got those three items and we're at 100%, I will then do the final three bosses. Don't know how long it's going to take. I'm betting probably about an hour. So we'll go do that. No point in faffing around anymore. Nice. Of course, I did unfortunately miss a few enemies that I can't scan a second time, so not going to be able to get 100% on that, which is a shame, but it's not like a bad shame. It's just like more of an annoyance. But I definitely want to get all the items. That is something I... Die. That is something I at least can do. Ow! Now, the two in here are pretty easy to get. Firstly, I missed the one in the tree, because I guess I'm just a bit of a forgetful idiot. I don't know if I can get it. No, I can't jump up high enough to do that. Screw it. I don't quite remember what the best way to jump into there is. The other one is over here. Ow. Because I just somehow forgot about this one, I guess, when I was going through last time. I'm an idiot. I forgot about it. It's my own fault. No one to blame but me. Ow! Can I? Thank you. Ow. Okay, so now, unfortunately, in order to get the last one, as I said, we gotta go all the way over to Phendrana. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is this room. I think. It's this room, or it's one of the rooms nearby. It might be... Now, I'm pretty damn sure it's this room. Obviously, the closest elevator is this one, which is this elevator. So, closest elevator to that is, of course, this elevator in Talon Overworld. So my thinking is let's go back to Talon. Down we go. Fortunately, it's not too far away. Then again, nothing in this game is really too far away. The map's big, but it ain't that big. It's one of the problems you can have with a Metroidvania is sometimes the map can be too big. That's why you really need warp points in larger Metroidvania maps. Although, I mean, I will say getting from one arse end of this map to another is not easy, depending on where you are and where you're going. But I will say most travel time is limited by reasonably clever placement of elevators. And, you know, things that connect different regions together. The level design is better in Prime 2, which I have stated many times over the course of this series. Because it just generally is. And get to the door, please. Ow. Because, of course, in Prime 2, you have your central hub. Which connects to the 3 exterior areas, and all those 3 exterior areas loop together in a big ass circle. So they are just generally better designed. It can still take a while to get from point A to point B, but if you know where you're going, it ain't that bad. Where are you? Hey, Jagoff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, unless I got the list completely and totally fucking wrong, this should be the last one. I really hope I haven't got the list wrong. And there's just one right around here that I completely and totally forgot about. Well, hey! Good, I'm glad I wasn't wrong. My memory of the game's pretty good, I just occasionally need refreshing. Okay, so we are literally as good as we are going to get. We have all the power-ups, all the missiles and energy tanks and, you know, just generally everything. So now we gotta go fight Meta Ridley. Joy of joys. This fight took me so many times the first time I played it. It's practically a fucking Dark Souls boss. Honestly, I think Meta Ridley might actually be the hardest boss in the game. By quite some metric, actually. Meta Ridley is brutal. Go. Like, even compared to Metroid Prime and, you know, the final version of it. I mean, the final version boss is actually really easy. Woohoo! Missed. And let's make a save. Am I going to start playing Prime 2 today, or just end if I finish it? I'm just going to end if I finish early. I don't know, I mean, here's the thing, I don't want to start Prime 2 today. I want to take a bit of a break before we jump into Prime 2, and then a bit of a break after that before we jump into Prime 3. I mean, unless Nintendo suddenly drops Prime 4 on our laps out of absolutely fucking nowhere, which I don't think is going to happen. I'd like to have at least a small break between the Prime games, because a little Prime can go a long way. Lame? Give me a break. Okay. There it is, our soon-to-be boss arena. Fun! Now I've got to remember how to do this. I'm sure muscle memory will help, but it's been a long time. Okay, I should probably scan him at some point too. I know getting 100% doesn't necessarily matter at the moment, but still. Woohoo! You doing a double? Yep. Uh-oh. Ow. Hello. Damn it. Never mind. I scan you. I'd like that. Nope, he's offline. Never mind. Woo! Oh, he's doing that, is he? Uh-huh. Ow. Oh, he's off again. Hey, Kane. I really have time to look at the chat right now, but I'll try to. Woohoo! Ah, dear. He's really not quitting, is he? Very much like to scan you at some point, you know? There it is. Hi. Gotcha. Damn it. Started replaying this over the weekend. No muscle memory anymore. Now, I've forgotten more than I probably would have liked. Woohoo! Ow. Ow! That was being really clever as well. Hello. Goodbye. Are your wings gonna go on fire yet? Come on. Oh. Yep, there it is. There's the wings on fire. Alright, final phase. He's gonna start death charging me. I am positive he takes less damage during this phase. Could be wrong, but... Aha! Uh-oh. Stop doing that. Ow. Stop it. Do something else. Aha. Oop, missed. I'm gonna go back. Nope. Whoa! Not quite. Whoop, tail. Aha. One more should do it. Going back. Yep. Oh, yes. Gotcha. Honestly, that went quite well. Sucks to be him, I guess. Okay. Let's backtrack to the ship. Recharge up. Don't really need to actually. I went through that like really, really well. Like, I guess my memory of the fight is better than I thought. I will say I didn't remember the whole pull back and let out a charge blast at his face right as he's about to charge you thing until it started happening. I was like, oh yeah, you can do that, can't ya? Because it's not something you really think of, I suppose. Ow. Watch out for the pirate toe. But it's just the dew claw. That's like the worst one. It's a reference to a comic. I want to say it's an awkward zombie comic. I could be wrong. Didn't they also do a comic about how long it takes for the fucking doors to open in this game? Because they do take a long time to open. I mean, they're better in the Prime Trilogy version because loading times are cut down. But yeah, in the original Metroid Prime, the loading takes so fucking long sometimes. Like even this door, like you know, you go up to it and you're waiting. Now, obviously, it's there because it's like covering up loading times and stuff, but it was very, very, very annoying. Especially if you're trying to get through a door after ignoring enemies. Alright. And for some reason, he returns for one last line. Oh, what? No, he does on the GameCube version. What? Oh, they cut him. In the GameCube version, you get that voiceover from the start of the game. He's like, Impact Crater. For some reason. I never worked out why, but it just is, I guess. It's even better on the digital version of the trilogy. Well, yeah, digital... I mean, yeah, digital is always going to be better. Because, you know, especially, like, you know, it's like hard drives are better than solid state. You know, it is just going to be better. Because it doesn't have to spin a disc up to speed. Well, I mean, technically it does, but it's a different kind of disc. I like this, like, hey, I'm immune to phazon. I'm not immune to this kind of phazon. Oh, hey, yeah, these guys. It's very weird, and I do sometimes feel that maybe this section of the game was always originally going to be longer, perhaps, than what it actually is. In fact, I think that's true. I'm pretty sure that this section of the game was originally intended to be much longer than it actually is, with more of a sort of a brutal gauntlet trying to get down to the core to face off against Metroid Prime. Of course, you don't know it's Metroid Prime at the time, but because there was also going to be an escape sequence. I believe that was originally planned as well. Because there was actually quite a lot in this game that they were planning. Because I know Kraid was originally going to be in the game. That kind of fell by the wayside as the game's development wore on, and it didn't quite gel with the first-person aesthetic. Because I don't know. I think he was going to be the boss of the space station at the start. I think that was the original plan for him. Because you could imagine Kraid sitting in the middle of this thing and you got to like dodge around him to hit him. Like you could totally see that being a Kraid fight. I could be wrong. I don't know. So there was that. As I say, this section was going to be much longer. There was going to be a chase, a timer sequence at the end of it. Me and my strange voiceovers. I don't know why that doesn't exist in the American version, but only in the PAL version. They just add a voiceover to the intro and the outro. Like, the outro has that voice as well. And for some reason, as I said, I think he was originally supposed to voice all of the times you load up the game. But for some reason, in the GameCube version, when you go down into the Impact Crater, he says the word Impact Crater as it comes up. But if you then leave the Impact Crater and go back to Talon Overworld, he says that too. But it's like the only 2 times in the game where he says it. And it's the weirdest fucking thing. I never understood it. Like, I never understood why that is the case. It's just one of those very, very weird things. Where are we going? I don't actually remember. Hello. Oh, that's right. We got to use the fucking teeth. I was like, where are we going? Oh, yeah. We used the teeth. At least, I assume they're supposed to be teeth. I'm honestly not sure. I like how they're constantly racing to go in front of me, because that's what their programming is. Come on, get through the... I love being able to do that. For some reason, Metroids just explode if you take them through a doorway. Randomly, for some reason, there is just a missile recharge station here. I just figured I'd show it off to you. Because why not, I guess? It's there. You may as well use it. If you're going to kill the Metroids in this area, use power bombs. Don't bother with missiles or anything like that, because not really much point otherwise. Uh-oh. Ow. So you just make your way up. Where do you go up? Not down. Alright. Careful now. And then these weird half-destroyed spiders. I do like how it's sort of funneling you. It's such a creepy sort of visual. You look at it, it's like it's funneling you towards this one point. And then you open the door and it looks like a fucking face. Doesn't it? It looks like a face looking at you. Like, eyes, nose, mouth. It looks like a fucking... The first time I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is that? What is it? What's it gonna be? Of course, we know what it is now. It's sort of like a spider thing that unfurls and attacks you. This is the fight where the beam combos really start to fucking work. Hello. And goodbye. I only just woke up and he's already running away from me. I do like that the final boss utilizes all your beams. That's a really nice touch. Oh yeah, that's right, he doesn't actually charge forward until the second phase. we go. What's it gonna be this time? What you got next? Ow. I get hit by my own projectile then? Ice? Yep. Whoa. Damn it. Why the hell did I have to miss with the ice spreader? Oh, really? One ice spreader will do it. Down we go. Just gotta hit the bastard properly. Right, what is it this time? Oh, this. Yep. What color next? White? I can deal with white. Nah, that's what you're supposed to do. God damn it. Stop missing. I'm gonna run out of missiles at this rate. Okay, I think last round. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. Gotcha. I like how just one single ice missile will just absolutely wreck him. Whoop. Ice again? Okay. Fine by me. Makes things nice and easy for me. Whoop. What we got next? Purple? Uh-oh. Come on, die already. Come on, you got like a sliver of health. What's it gonna be? Purple? There we go. Woo! Sorry, just taking some victory drinks. Did we go down far? I do kind of wish they had made it the area a bit bigger. It's a bit of an anticlimax. Like, you get all this build-up, and then the bosses... It's not bad, it's just a little underwhelming considering all the build-up to it. Because, you know, you talk for ages and ages and ages about this thing that landed from another world. Of course, now we know that it was a Leviathan seed, and this was one of the Guardians. So we know what it is. But, and then we just get this guy is a honestly very underwhelming boss fight. Sorry, he is. Hello. And he disappears. It's a creature of pure Phazon that can only be damaged by pure Phazon. Wait, what? It's a cool boss fight, but it's also very easy. Like, this is the vibe. You dodge its attacks, it occasionally switches across to something else, and it's always in the same order. I'm pretty sure the order is always the same. That it's from standard combat visor to X-ray visor to heat visor, and then back to combat and round and round and round and round and round we go. Was technically teasing hyper mode before it became a proper thing in the third game, which is nice. But it's still kind of an underwhelming fight. Like, you don't do anything, you just dodge its one single attack, wait for it to make a pool of Phazon, and then you attack. It's like there's nothing else to do, there's no strategy here. As I said, always in the same order. I'm pretty sure... Oh, for goodness sake, stop that. Make your pool of Phazon already. Let's get out of here. We've all got places to be. Ooh, making Metroids already, are you? That's nice. Woohoo! Yeah, that's it. That's about the only strategy it's got. It births Metroids that you then just blow up with a well-placed power bomb. Gotcha. You ready? Yeah, man. There we go. Gotcha. See what I mean? It's a little bit underwhelming, but it's the final fight, so whatever. I mean, here's the thing. It's not like it's a bad fight. It's a really good fight and a really good spectacle, but in terms of mechanics, it's very simple. It's more of a spectacle fight than a fight. You've already had the big fight. That was with the first version of Metroid Prime. The Prime Core. Oh dear. Oh, I'm sure that won't come back to bite us in any way whatsoever. Why would it? Again, makes you think, oh, escape sequence. Nah, it was planned but never finalized. Be interesting if they ever remade this. Uh-oh. Honestly, I finished this even faster than I thought.
Chozo's faith in Samus has been well rewarded, and now a new star shines in the universe. The bounty hunter, Samus Aran. What future and fate await her?
I actually like this head reveal because it looks relatively realistic. They made her hair too bright in the sequel. I always thought it always looked a bit too cartoonish. I know that was like the kind of style the game was going for, but I always liked that look of Samus. At least we get the menu theme. I will say that's the one thing I don't like about the trilogy version is you don't get the awesome menu music for 1, 2, and 3. You do here because it's obviously the credit music as well, but it's oh god, the menu music for I will say I think the menu music for 2 is significantly better than this. This is great, but the menu music for 2 is a piece of music I will just randomly start whistling to myself occasionally. It will just pop into my head, just those opening few bars. And it's just, oh, it's so good. The music in all the Prime games is great. The third one's a little standard, but 1 and 2 is fucking legendary. But yeah, there you have it. That is Metroid Prime. That is my favorite game of all time. I love it so much. It has its flaws. I would never say this game is perfect, because it's not. I don't think there is such a thing as a perfect game. But god, yeah, I love this game so much. It's really made me feel very nostalgic. Because, like, I played this back when it first came out in 2001, was it? I forget. Off the top of my head when it first came out. I think it was 2001. Hang on. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was... It's going to take me a couple of seconds to get this because I'm a little awkwardly doing it. It was 2002. Oh, wow. This game is nearly 20 years old. This game is nearly 20 years old. In fact, no, it was 2003 2003 for the EU. It was 2002 in North America. Well, there you go. I was going to say, 2002 didn't seem right, because it didn't feel like I got it in November. It did feel like a March thing. Because I remember... Because we got Metroid 4 before we got Prime in the UK. Because they came out very close to each other. Because the release of Prime 4, and especially the release of Metroid 4 and the release of Prime kind of started like the Metroid Renaissance. Because the success of Prime led to them remaking Zero Mission. Remaking Metroid 1 into Zero Mission. And then, of course, we had Metroid 2, we had Metroid Hunters, we had Metroid Prime 3. With the exception of, I think, perhaps Dread, Metroid Prime 3 is the biggest Nintendo have ever hyped a Metroid game. Because, like, obviously it was, like, one of the early flagship titles for the Wii. It wasn't quite ready for release, but it wasn't too long after the release of the Wii. And... it was one of those really big sort of games, because you had, like, the Metroid Prime 3 channel, where you would get these little video snippets of sort of, like, events leading up to Prime 3, and it's this big thing. Hyper mode difficulty unlocked. 625. I've done better, but I've done worse. But as I said, I wasn't going for a super fast time. That was, like, quite deliberate. So it's not a big problem. I've never got it under 5 hours. I've got close. 5:05 was the closest I've ever gotten, but... So when you get the eyeball in the back of the hand, that doesn't really play into it much. It's still there. Like if you look in Prime 2, the eyeball in the back of the hand is still there, but it doesn't lead into much. I think it was just it was sort of a tease. I don't think they didn't know they were going to be getting a sequel. Because I know that the version of Metroid Prime 2 that we got was not originally the original version planned. Because originally they were going to do what I refer to as like a quick turnaround sequel, where they take all the assets from one game and they use them to very quickly pump out a second game. Like Majora's Mask, or Borderlands the pre-sequel, things like that. Rather than like taking the engine and really pushing it forward like we got with Prime 2, it would have taken place right after the events of Prime, and Samus would have been leaving Talon 4, and she would get captured by this giant space station full of rogue robots and stuff like that. I don't know what the story would be beyond that. I don't think they got any further past the basic planning stages, but that was the initial idea for the next Prime game. And Nintendo were like, no, actually Prime 1 has done so well, we want you to make a proper sequel. And that, of course, led to Prime 2 Echoes. Which is also a very good game. I think, as I said before, the level design in 2 is better, I think, compared to Prime 1. Let's have a look at some of the extras while we're here. Concept gallery. Oh, hey, look. Should we have a look at the gallery? Let's unlock all of them while we're here. Prime 1 got you back into gaming at all back in the day? Yeah, it's that kind of game, isn't it? What else we buy with some of these tickets? Let's look at the gallery. This one I like, because like this is the actual map. Although I will say these versions are actually blurrier than the ones from the original game. In the original game, you could properly zoom in on this and see all the details and everything like that. But yeah, this is an actual map of the game. It's got all the items listed on it. You can see where everything is. It really, really is the map of the game. You can see how it all like lines up and connects and stuff. It's really well done. It's not like a super duper accurate map. You know, areas are just general shapes as opposed to the actual shape they are in the game. But it gives you a really cool idea into the design process of it, and I like that. You know, this is like fascinating because this is around the time I started to think to myself, maybe I could make a video game one day, you know, get into games development. I think, honestly, it may have been this game that started that thought bubbling away in my head. One of these days I will actually get off my fat ass and actually do something about that. But, yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see. Don't you think? Oh, I think it is. Phase on mines, split into levels and all that stuff. You can see all the little details. I'm not going to go into too much into this. This is just time padding and stuff. But you can see all the little... I mean, the concept art for this stuff sort of blows me away. The way they design it and all that stuff. Because I actually got the special edition of Dread that comes with the design book. Which I really wish there'd been a bit more to that. Because you get pictures from Metroids, all the 2D Metroids. Do you get the 3D Metroids as well? I don't remember. It's been a while since I mooched through it. But, like, it is mostly just about Dread stuff, but I kind of wish there'd been a bit more about the other Metroid games as well. You can see all these really... I mean, these are basic concept sketches for, like, the landscape, bits of things that you can see in it. Platforms and stuff like that. You get more into, like, actual concept stuff here. Like, I mean, look, this is, like, the designs for the crater. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure some of these designs did end up being used in Prime 3. Like, you look at these designs and then think about what Phase looks like in Prime 3, and you're like, yeah, it's not a million miles away. And, oh yeah, here it is in color, actually. Yeah, you compare this, it's darker. Like, Phase has more of a blue tone to it. But, no, you can see, again, it's also not a million miles away from what did end up being in the game, you know? That's why I love looking at concept sketches and stuff. You can see all that thing there. It's like all the mushrooms and things like that. Again, the sort of thing that you do see in Prime 3 when they eventually got around to that. Yeah, some of these things are just insanely detailed. And again, like... it's not a million miles away from what ended up being in the final game. And there you go, back at the map. Let's go back. I'll have a look at the other gallery. This is all about enemies. There's your classic Metroid. I do like that design. Some of the enemies you see across the game. Some of them more fun than others. And these are ones that made it into the game, you know? Well, some of them anyway. Great stuff. Because you can unlock all this in the original version of the game as well. Because the original was it? Oh no, that's right. The original version of the game actually has... you can link it up with Fusion. And what it does, if you had the Game Boy Link cable, or Game Boy Advance Link cable, that allowed you to connect it up to the GameCube, you could unlock certain bonus features on certain games. I remember Wind Waker was one, although that was pretty useless. But one of the nice ones about this was that if you hooked up Fusion to Prime, on Fusion you unlocked a playable copy of Metroid 1, which is great. It was the first time I'd ever had the opportunity to play Metroid 1. But in Prime on the GameCube, you unlocked an alternate skin for Samus, which is the fusion suit, which I think is still in this. I can't remember how you unlock it. Maybe you have to scan all the logs to unlock that or something. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, you can see all the little enemies and the lava worms. I was gonna say, that is a fucking cool shot, isn't it? You can see the Chozo ghosts and the space pirates. Lots of really fun pics. Parasite Queen, of course. I think that's like versions of Falagra. It just says Plant Boss. That's much more closer to the final version, of course. Classic Ridley. I fucking love that picture. That is such an amazing picture. Oh yeah, and here you get all the scan pictures and stuff, which is cool. Again, it is weird to me, at least, that the resolution on these pictures is crap. In the GameCube, in the GameCube version, they are much better versions. Fusion suit in Trilogy is unlocked with the tokens you earn. Was it? Oh no, this is just concept galleries. Is it in... Oh, bonus gallery? Screenshot tool. Ah, there it is. Yeah, fusion suit. Purchase the fusion suit. So there you go, and then you can just turn it on and off. I actually quite like the look of the fusion suit in this one. It's very strange, I suppose, the way they do it in this. I kind of wish you could just view it, you know? But here we have all the pictures of Samus. For some reason they did x-rays and stuff. I guess maybe you need to work this stuff out. Nice pics. I think there's some fusion concept art in here as well. Because of course they were concepting out the look of the fusion suit. I might be misremembering that. There it is. But that might be in the other gallery. Yeah, the extra gallery. Yeah, there it is. But I think this is actually for fusion. I think. It's literally just... Again, I think this is something you get in Prime 1. If you link it up to fusion, you get a bonus gallery of fusion stuff along with this. Although you also get this as well. This is how to use the boost ball. It literally teaches you this is how you use the boost ball, which is why you boost on the way up, not on the way down, as some people think. This is how you're supposed to use it. What is that? I think that's just more about boosting and how long it lasts. Ah, this is Prime. Final version of him. You see, this is sort of concept sketching for the end of the game. Pretty sure there's also a face model of there, and there's the bonus scene, of course. The end? Question mark. So you know, it didn't have the end question mark at it, but and there's the face rig for Samus herself, which, yeah, fine. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not really bothered about whether Samus looks exactly the same in every single game. She's got long blondish hair. That's about all you need to know, you know. And it's like beyond that, her exact features don't really bother me. So yeah, there you have it. I can show you the fusion suit if you want, but I'm not desperately interested. I'd have to go into the game to do that, and like you only get to see it in a few cutscenes. I'd basically just boot up the very start of the game, and you get to see it for the opening intro. But I can show you that if you want. But just look up a playthrough of it. The design is kind of funny, like not funny in like a bad way. Funny in like a it's like a lot smoother than it looks. Because I think it's supposed to be kind of almost like, because Samus's body was injured, I always sort of imagined the fusion suit was like this kind of a rubber suit stretched over her body to protect her. But most of her actual metal suit has been cut away at this point. Or at least that's how I saw it. Because the fusion suits changed design a lot by the time Dread rolls around. But yeah, so there you have it. That is Metroid Prime. As I said, it is truly my favorite game of all time. As I said, I know it's not the best game. It's probably not even the best game in... Well, I don't know. Objectively, whether or not it's the best game in the Prime trilogy or best Metroid game or anything like that, that's subjective. But it just means a lot to me. You know, and I talked about this, you know, when I'm talking about, like, moments in the game that just hit me really hard. And as I said, I think it was the game that put the idea of games development in my head properly, perhaps. I don't know, maybe one of the N64 ones, but not really. Like, during the N64, I was just playing games. By the time the GameCube came out... I mean, this was a 2003 game, so I would have been... 17? Was it 17? 19? Yeah, I would have been just shy of my 17th birthday. Because obviously my birthday is in May. In fact, my birthday is literally in a couple of days' time. And, you know, so it's like, this game's nearly 20 years old. And I've never found anything that I've liked that has hit me as hard as this. I mean, I've had games that have hit me hard, but none of them have had this much, I guess, meaning to me, you know? But, yes, it is what it is. So, yeah, I know it's a bit of a short one today. I sort of expected as much, but it's fine. I don't really want to go straight into Prime 2. As I said, I want to have a bit of a break. Just give it, like, a month, maybe 2 months. Then we'll do Prime 2. And then we'll give it another couple of months. Then we'll do Prime 3, which should be towards the end of the year. And then presumably Prime 4 will launch at some point next year. I'm hoping. Because, you know, at this point we still have nothing. Prime 4 is this vapor thing at the moment. You know, it's just like we don't know anything about it. We know they're working on it. You know, people say, oh, it's in development hell. I don't think it's in development hell. I think it's just because development was reset. We've had longer to wait on this game than you might otherwise expect. I kind of wish they hadn't even announced it in the first place. That, you know, we didn't know Metroid Prime 4 moved to the next Nintendo console. Well, to be honest, you know, the next Nintendo console could be sooner than you think. You know, you joke about that. But the Switch is, what, 5 years old now? And I know Nintendo says they want to make the Switch have a 10-year lifespan, but unless they have like an updated version of the Switch to like breathe new life into the console, I don't think it's going to last 10 years total. As I say, it's about 5 years old as it is. So, I mean, here's the thing. The Switch I like. I do like the Switch. I do think it's a great little console. I think it is very much one of Nintendo's better ones. Because it's definitely better than the Wii U. I think the Wii U could have been good, but Nintendo didn't care. Like, the Wii U was a stopgap between the Wii and the Switch, because Nintendo knew they needed a new console. But the Wii U was all they had. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. You know, whether Prime 4 will be the last big game on the Switch before the new console comes out, or if we get like a Switch Pro, which people keep talking about. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.